Hi, everyone. Welcome back to Voices of Western, the Humans of Western podcast. If you're new, welcome. This is a podcast where we dive deeper into the personal lives of students, staff, faculty, and alumni here on Western Campus and its affiliates. Today, our guest is Nourhan Ali. My name's Emmanuel. I'm joined by my co-host Rose, and we're just going to talk to Nourhan about her crochet business and other parts of her life that come up naturally. Hi,
Nourhan,
Nourhan.
do you want to introduce yourself?
Sure. So my name is Nourhan, everyone. I'm in my third year at Western. I'm a main campus student. I'm studying biology, and I also own a small business. I crochet just different types of accessories. So I have like keychains, earrings, tote bags. Recently, I've been selling like crochet flowers for Valentine's Day. And yeah, I just kind of do that on the side while I'm managing school. Yeah. I don't have any other hobbies besides crochet, unfortunately. Yeah, that's all.
Pretty big hobby, I'd say. Must
Yeah,
take up a lot of time.
definitely.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I could like talk a little bit about like kind of my progression of having the business. So I in the pandemic, I kind of picked up knitting around like January of 2021. And I kind of did that for a year. And then the year after that, about a year ago from today, I picked up crocheting. And I did that for a few months and I like really enjoyed it. With knitting, it was like really restricted and I felt like crocheting had a bit more flexibility. And I picked up crocheting like February of 2022. And I did that for a few months and I got really good at it. And I made a lot of like different things like scrunchies and like sunflowers and like other things. And I had some friends like encourage me to start a business. So I did during exam season that year, which is like a really bad move. I was in MetSci at the time too. So like exam, it's hectic for MetSci students. That was a really bad move, but I did it. And I think my first thing that I sold was these like sunflower daisy keychains. I still sell them. But yeah, these were like the first things that I've ever put up there. Yeah.
Nice.
And yeah, so I did that and I also continued throughout the summer. And now we're in February, so I've been doing the business for like 10 months. Yeah, and a lot of things happened in between. I I lost my account like 2 times. I got hacked. I messed up the email thing. And my friends always make fun of me, like I'm too gullible, I'm too whatever. And I like actually believe the person. It was so stupid how I lost my account. So the first time, I don't remember when, it was last semester or
It was during the summer, right?
the
Summer?
summer, probably. Yeah. I don't know. It locked me out for some reason and I had the wrong email put in, so I couldn't even verify my own account. So I was just like, I just lost it because of my own like incompetence. And then the
Harsh.
second time, a hacker actually hacked me. Like, I don't know how I fell for it. Like those people are like, send me a screenshot, click this link, whatever. I actually like fell for it. Like, I don't know what possessed me. And I lost it and I lost like so many followers and like momentum and like whatever. But I started a new account and I changed my name, I think before. So my business name, I actually didn't introduce it. So before it was like Nourhan Crochets, but now it's like Crochet by Nourhan. But
Did
it's
you change
fine.
your name every time you made
I
a new
started a new
account?
account. Yeah, I did. But like at first when I changed it the first time, I thought it would be funny to like be Nourhan Crochets, but with like two S's. So it's like point,
Yeah.
version two. And then the third time I had three S's, but then it got confusing. And I was like, no, let's just change it. Yeah, it was stupid. But okay, so that was like a negative side. And I didn't give up, but it was also like really disheartening to like lose everything. And then I also actually in the summer I had my first market. So I was in a small business market with other businesses. That was really nice. I I went over like my goal like financially of selling things, so that was really nice. Um and I like got to meet other small businesses and I like met really cool people and I got a lot of followers after that, but I lost them because I got hacked, but that's fine. Um and yeah, so those are like really big milestones in my business, I guess. And another thing would be I do a lot of like crochet events as well. So like in addition to having the business and having like a financial gain, I like to like, you know, be out in the community and do things with other people. And like crochet has been kind of getting a lot of attention on the media lately. A lot of people want to learn it. You know, crochet fashion, like I'm wearing, you know, this kind of popping up right now. Um, so I like try to host like crochet events. I call them crochet circles, where, you know, I think the first one I did was in the summer with the local mosque here in London. And that was really fun. Like 30 women came out, and we just kind of went through how to make the flower keychain I showed you guys earlier. And, you know, and I've been doing them since last semester on campus as well. Like I bring the supplies and people just come in and we go through the steps together. Um, yeah, it's really fun.
I wonder if you wanted to talk a bit more about like why you chose to start the business. I think you went over it, like you just encouraged quite a bit, but you
Oh,
just think you see yourself being a small business in the past?
yeah, so before I think like I don't know if like other people are like me, and I think everyone's gonna think I'm like a judgmental, like mean person. I'm not, but I think before I started, I had like this kind of like weird mentality of like, oh, why do you have a small business? That's kind of cringy, you know? I don't know. Like I had that kind of mentality in the pandemic, because I think a lot of people started up small businesses during the pandemic because, you know, the increased free time. But I was kind of like, oh, that's cringy. Um, yeah. And so like I was also like a very like I'm a science student, and I mentioned I was med sci before. So I had my mindset on med school as well. And I was very like, I was a pretty academic person. I was like, you know, med school, finish my courses, finish my classes, you know, don't really have time for like creative things. And I didn't have many hobbies before crochet. Like I didn't really do anything besides like study or like volunteer or like work or whatever. Um, what was I gonna say? Yeah, so then when the pandemic happened and I had more free time, like I wasn't really thinking of a small business. Like starting my small business later in the next year was like very spontaneous and impulsive. Um, but when I like picked up crocheting and I posted on my personal story a lot, like I spam it. And it was like a lot of it was like, I knit this, I crochet this. Oh my God, guys, look at this. And I think a lot of people were like, yeah, you should start like a business or like a page. And I think that encouraged me to actually put myself out there. Um, yeah, and so I did that. And I think I really enjoyed it, like, because it let out a creative side of me that I didn't know. Like I mentioned, like I was very academic. I didn't really stimulate that part of my brain, I guess. I don't know. And now I think like it's been pretty successful, like the business. Like I consistently always have an order. I'm never not having an order unless I like take a long break and finish all my orders. Like I'm always getting something. So I'm really grateful for that, and like people trust me and things like that. So I think that's giving me the confidence to like kind of break down that kind of stigma that I had. Like it's not cringy. It's actually pretty cool that, you know, a student or someone can run their own business and like, you know, share their handmade products with the world. I think that's really beautiful. Um, and I think now I see, now that I'm in third year, I'm, you know, going to fourth year almost on university, I do think I could continue this part-time. It will definitely change like my business model. It might be less selling handmade things and maybe doing other types of crochet stuff that also generate me profit. But um, I definitely do see myself continuing this, and med schools might be off the table as well. We'll see. Um, but yeah, that's where I'm at right now.
Well, I really like how you started it. And I know you mentioned that you were in med sci and how like that, and now you're in bio. I think that just shows like how many students at Western like go through that like transition, and it's okay to have like changes in the direction that you want to go to. But I also wanted to ask, since you mentioned that you started off making keychains, right? And then now I'm assuming you have more items that you create. So what's the range of how long it takes for you to create a project?
Yeah. So actually I have a few things with me right now that I can show. So this like small thing, like first thing I made, I would say takes me about an hour. Like it doesn't, maybe 45 minutes. Like the flower might be like 20 minutes and this is like 10 minutes. So, and I'm putting it together. So it's pretty easy. This one's like maybe less than an hour. An hour is like overkilling it. And then other keychains, like I would say the flower one that I showed you by far takes like the least amount of time. That's why it's like one of my cheaper valued items. I also have like the donuts. And these are like stuffed and like I crochet these two different ends and then I add the sprinkles and the eyes and the mouth. So I would say, yeah, this takes probably like 2 hours to make. Crochet does take a lot of time. I've gotten faster for sure. I think before it would have definitely taken me like 3 hours, but now it's like definitely gotten down because I'm like used to it now. So that's for the donuts. Okay. I also have these earrings. I recently like started making them. So I would say this also takes about 2 hours. Yeah, it's the same pattern as like this keychain, but just with smaller yarn. So it doesn't take too much time. Yeah. And the shrug that I'm wearing right now, probably 5 hours. So yeah, so it does take a lot, maybe more, I don't know. But yeah, like 5 hours. And when I make my things, I don't like sit down and do it in 5 hours. Obviously, it's like on and off. Like this took me like a week to make, but yeah. And then I have like these bags. I also sell them as well. Each square takes about like 30 minutes. And this is 8 squares, and then this is 13 squares. So you can do the math. Um, um, I don't know. And then I also line it, and that takes like 30 minutes. So yeah. And then these are other bags. Oh my God, sorry, wait, I have so much more stuff. I recently also, I mentioned I sell like bouquets. So this is an order I finished recently. Each flower takes maybe 3 hours, maybe 2 hours. It actually does take a lot of time. I don't know why it like looks simple, but I feel like there's like a lot of parts to it. It's like you have to make the flower, make the leaf, the other leaf, wrap the yarn around the stick. Like this is a wooden stick. This isn't like doesn't come like this. Yeah. So it actually does take a bit of time. Yeah, but these sold out really quick. I'm really happy about that.
Is the actual like flower itself all crochet or is that like stuffed?
No, it's actually like all crochet.
Oh.
I wish I had one ready, but it's like a long like thing and I like wrap it around the stick. Like it just goes around.
I see.
Yeah. And then the leaf like covers it, like covers where it ends.
It looks
Yeah.
so cute.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. Crochet takes a lot of time for sure. I crochet on the bus to like get it done. I don't do this at home. So that's what makes my business really convenient as well, as like it's something I can do in between. Like I do it during class sometimes if it's boring. I probably shouldn't get in the habit of that, but I crochet on the bus too, in public, before I go to bed. It's like a good downtime activity. So I get a lot of, orders done in between, and that's how I've been able to consistently keep it. I think a lot of students struggle with like maintaining the business because they just don't find time, but I found a way to work around that somehow while managing school. Yeah, and then this is the last thing I want to show you guys. This is a bag I finished recently. This I can't even, I don't know if I can give you like an hour count because each square is different and each square takes a different amount of time, because some of them like were new things that I learned. Like this took an hour, which is actually a lot of time for one square, and this is like 18 squares. So it took me about a month to finish though, and I lined the inside with sunflowers because that's my favorite flower. Yeah, it's very my proudest possession. I carry it everywhere now. Yeah.
Okay, so that's how I'm gonna recognize you then on campus. Yeah, so bad.
Very colorful tote
A
bag.
bright bag.
Yeah,
Yeah. I hope that gives a good overview.
I think it does. That. Mm. What led you to sort of starting different crochet circles in different places?
We can you say that again?
Uh, yeah. Just curious about like what led you to starting different crochet circles in different places.
Oh, right. Okay. So I mentioned earlier, like my first one was at the mosque. And that one, I think someone just like reached out to me and they were like, oh, a lot of women are just like interested in learning. The crochet circle was like only for women at the time. And so they were like, oh, a lot of women are interested in learning, like, can we learn how to make this sunflower thing? And like they'll pay for the supplies, whatever. And I just thought it would be interesting. I think yeah, and the person who reached out to me was like kind of a friend. Yeah, and so I started, and so that's kind of what set me off. Like after that, I had a lot of fun teaching the participants how to crochet, and a lot of the women enjoyed it too and were like thanking me after. So I felt like I had the skills to continue doing it, and so I tried doing it during the year, and I kind of do it on my own, like just kind of like booking a random room and inviting people and having kind of like a limit to the amount of
Mm.
people I can let in, just because it gets hectic if I invite too many people. And then right now I'm in the process of like reaching out to clubs and maybe doing a collab with clubs to um, invite more people in and whatever. So yeah, I think the crochet circle at the mosque is what kind of set me off. It gave me like the confidence to continue it. And I enjoy organizing things for the community. So.
That sounds really nice.
Mhm.
I guess like through that, have you met anybody else that's like either really good at crochet or has their own like crochet business that they've been doing?
Yeah. So I actually, that's what I really like about having my business too, is like I've met a lot of like really cool people, and like I have my own like little small crochet community. So I have like a crochet group chat with um several like people who know how to crochet, have a crochet business at Western too. And people who are like beginners, like they're starting but they don't really know. So I know Toby, her business is called Solar Stitches, so she also crochets things on, in London, and she's also a Western student. And then there's also V. I forgot their business name. Is it like V in color?
I think it. I think it is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So like she also has a crochet business. Um, yeah, and so they're really good at it too. And I take a lot of inspiration from them and how they run it. And like everyone in the group chat bounces ideas off of each other. And it's like a small, fun little community we have. Um, and other people don't necessarily, and it's like more for crochet, but there's other people who like knit, and there's people who do embroidery. So there's like a variety of skills. And I think it's inspired me to also want to expand my skills as well and have other hobbies besides crochet. But um yeah. And the
Yeah.
crochet circles like help me invite more people into that group chat and grow this community we have. So yeah, I would I would say the crochet like community and the business helped me a lot. Like this is a little bit off topic, but like I think it helped me a lot with my mental health and like making new friends and not feeling alone. Because I think in third year, fourth year, when you're in a senior in university, it's really hard to make friends. And it's really hard to have a community where, you have a shared common interest. Um, so I'm really happy that I picked up crochet when I did, and I put myself out there because it gave me a community that I feel happy in. So yeah.
Glad to hear that. Sounds really nice. I think that like exploring artistic interests at school when it's not like your core program can often be like a big thing people struggle with on campus. I think like a friend of mine was telling me last week that they like used to really love singing and like practicing singing, but like they're just so busy now they have a hard time like making time to do that in their free time. And I think that like being able to like manage a business and like make a community of other crocheters at on campus it's really cool while also balancing school.
It's definitely a lot, and I'm sure like every student can I'm sure you guys have your own experiences of like having too much on your plate. Um, but I guess it's about like priority, what you want to prioritize in your life, I guess. I think I don't want to come off as like I'm the perfect student or I'm the perfect, business person. Like I definitely have like my fallouts where I don't get a good grade, or I don't focus in class, or I fall behind on an order. I don't know, like things happen. Like I definitely don't want to come off as like perfect, but um I don't know if you guys like. I actually had a question for you guys. Like, do you guys feel like you have like a community or a club or like somewhere where you feel like you kind of belong as like a third year, fourth year student?
For me personally, okay, so I guess I have, okay, my community is like my friends. Like I just feel the most comfortable when I'm with them. Though I'm in clubs, I think it's like a different dynamic with them. It's different. So when I'm with my friends, I'm like just super comfortable. I can say what I want to say and I'm not afraid of like being judged or stuff like that. But I know you mentioned like it's really difficult to make friends in third and fourth year, and I relate to that 100% because I find that a lot of students tend to stay within their friend groups that they created in first or maybe like second year. So it's really hard to like branch out. But yeah, I try. It's all about trying. So
Yeah,
that's my
I think it's really hard to tell if I have like a community. I think I have like a lot of different friends that I've made and like I throw together occasionally. For my birthday in November, I like I threw a bunch of people in a group chat and I was like, "Hey guys, can you like me party?" And then they like added everyone that I knew to the group chat as well. And then like a bunch of people who I knew from different like spaces were just in my house and we just made dumplings and that was fun. Um, I think it's really just I tend to branch out in different spaces when I'm in them. Um, my module is also pretty small in MedSci and epidemiology and biostats, and there's like 18 of us on a good day. It's pretty small and like it's easy to know people in the module and talk to them. Um, I'm on science student council, which is larger, and I wouldn't say I know like everybody in it, but it could certain circles and groups. I think it's hard to say I have like a tight knit community, but I have a lot of friends, and that sounds like I'm bragging about that, but it's it it does happen to be that way occasionally.
Okay, we get it, Emmanuel.
No, no. Sometimes I'm walking with somebody on campus and like I stop to say hi to like 8 people as I'm crossing campus and they're like, what's wrong with you? And I'm like, I don't know how to those people. It just happens sometimes. This really goes against your point of it being hard to make friends in third and fourth year. But
So do you have tips on like how do you make all of these friends then?
Yeah. How do you
um
flourish? Oh my God. I feel like you
um
went from no friends in first year to like so many.
like I
That's
could
crazy.
make friends in first year. It was like I think like 5 people in first year through like
Yeah.
what was it? Just it was pandemic year. I didn't do anything. Second year, I kept those same 5 people and like grew a little bit.
Mm.
Third year was exponential. I don't know. I don't really know how. Yeah.
So basically
Um.
like September.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah. In
wow. Because things were
September.
in person, right? Like I think before it was largely online.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I think I could go through how I made certain friends. One of my friends that I think I'm good friends with him right now. Met in my first year, and I met him in Instagram comment section. Um, because he commented song lyrics to an obscure band, and then I replied to those comments, the comments with the follow up lyrics. And we did back and forth for a bit. He messaged me saying like, "Dude, I love Tally Hall, which is the band." And then I was like, yeah, me too. I took this like account. This is like just on Instagram, like randomly, and it said like UWO on in his bio. And I was like, oh, he might go to Western, or that might just be like a different thing. And I was like, hey, is that this was he doesn't like that he doesn't like that I did this. I was like, oh, is that like a woe face but like winking in your bio, or is it like a school? And he was like, it's a school. And I was like, oh, sick, I go there. Um, and I could have led with that. I thought it was funnier that way. Um, and we were in the same year in like very similar programs. He was in Whisk, I was Med Sci in first year, and that came. He was like close friend for. He's been my close friend. He only like moved into my apartment. I have moved into his apartment twice. Um, Other friends I made through Science Council. I met Nourhan in like
What's your
a
first friend?
yeah okay. Feel free to claim that. I met Nourhan in a ASP group, I think, and then I became friends with her and her friends. This year, most of my friends are either in my module. I go to the Gazette often, and I think my advice to making friends is just being really annoying and like silly in public. Um, and by public, I mean like small spaces. I go to the Gazette sometimes. I do nothing. I don't work for the Gazette. I publish 2 articles, but I don't work for the Gazette at all. I just happen to be there sometimes. I am
How do you
like
happen to be there? Like, do you like?
Pops up.
just sometimes I'm like, oh, nothing to do. Let me just go visit people that I know. Like the
Okay.
beginning of the semester, my friend Catherine works with Gazette, and she was like, "Guys, you should come to Gazette, like see what we do," because he wanted to hire interns, so she was
Mhm.
just advertising, and I would just go there, and I was like, "Yeah, okay, cool," and I just kept going, not because I wanted to work as an intern, but because I was like, "Oh, this is a fun little office space where I know at least 2 people," and then I was really annoying to those 2 people, and everyone else was like, "Well, that guy's pretty funny," and so now they recognize me when I walk on campus, and it's really funny
Mhm.
for me personally. Yeah. What else? Oh yeah, our first guest was somebody I met at the Gazette, Kat Tang. Um, that's because I just kept going, and they were like, "Oh yeah, I've got invited to like a Gazette party the other day," and I was like, "Oh, it's so fun." I don't work here though. Um, yeah, I'm sure making friends is really hard in context.
I actually I feel like I relate to Emmanuel. I feel bad. I don't want to come off as like I do know it's hard. Like I think um if you don't go to clubs or if you don't it's gonna sound really bad, but if you don't have something like interesting about you,
Mhm.
like like you have a well-rounded personality, you do other things,
Did you
right?
just say boring people can't have friends? That's so
Yes.
crazy. It's so crazy
Okay, no,
to
I'm
say.
kidding. But like, okay, no, like you, like I feel like like explore new things and like be a well-rounded, kind person, and like people will gravitate towards you, right? Like if you just focus on school, don't go to clubs, don't talk to people in your classes, then like you know you're not going to get the results you want. So I would say like a big tip is to like, yeah, definitely put yourself out there, explore new things, join clubs, and don't give up. I think a lot of people give up. They're like, oh, I went to this club event and I didn't make any friends. Okay, so I'm just like really bad at socializing. Like, no, you'll find your crowd. Just like, keep trying. Um, yeah, and like I think a lot of people think like being social is like a skill someone just has, like it's just a natural talent, but it's something that you develop over time. Like I used to be really shy. I had like maybe 2 friends in like high school. Um, in grade 12, I was like, I talked to no one. Like I just kept to myself. Um, and I wanted to change that in university, and I like put myself out there. Like I joined the Muslim Students Association in my second year and first year as well, but like second year was like I had a more prominent role in the team in the club. Um and it like really put me out there, and I made so many new friends, um and I had a lot of support from my crochet business in the beginning as well because of it. Um so yeah, definitely just like trying and not giving up, which I think is like the hardest part.
Yeah. I
Yeah,
think like I'd say it's important to bring your personality with you wherever you're going.
that's
Like
true.
if you're going to class, if you're going to like just anywhere you're going, like to a club, like bringing your full self and not like
Mhm.
being afraid to like show who you are as a character can really like help people gravitate towards you as like an interesting person per se. But like when you have when you're existing in your full self and you're like just being the person you are and the person you like to be, people will recognize that as like a sign of vulnerability. I feel like it's hard to be friends if you're not vulnerable about like who you are at the time. Um, and it kind of just keeps going that way. You can
Yeah, actually,
keep
that's a
making
good one.
friends.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think this year, like I think before, like in second year, I had just a lot of friends, but I wasn't really my authentic self. So you bring up a good point. I think third year is when I really assessed kind of like who I want to be around the people I'm inviting into my life, and like what I'm showing to the people in my life and what I want to be around them. I don't know if that makes sense, but like I I definitely created a stronger community of support for myself in third year as well, because of like assessing, how vulnerable and stuff I want to be.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think in the summer, I like grew my friend group a bit. Friend group. I made more friends in the summer because I was just really actively annoying on my Instagram story. And I
Period.
would like post whatever I was doing because I was like, man,
That was me. Oh my God.
attention is so cool when I have attention at me, you know? Um,
Yeah.
I started cooking a lot more in summer and I like
Yeah.
post things I cooked and then have people vote on a poll of whether or not they thought it was good. I'm not gonna say what the poll is called because I don't want to.
I will say
But
it.
no,
I'm kidding.
I yeah, I then like I just invite my friends to cook with me and it'd be really fun because it's a fun little thing to do. Um, so just
Actually, I mean, we're actually very similar because I do that, but with like crochet, just posting. That's how I made a lot of my friends in first year when everything was online, actually. Like my closest friend now is from first year because they just kept replying to my silly stories. Yeah,
yeah,
anyways. Sorry.
that's a really I think it's good to like meet people in the community that way. I think people often like ask for each other's Instagrams. It's just like a oh yeah, like good to see you. Can I get your Instagram? Then you cut Instagram. Then you have like zero posts and you don't post ever. So it's like, oh, I now have this person's contact. I won't talk to them though, because why would I do that? So like giving somebody a reason to talk to you or like replying to their story and stuff like that can sometimes really help. I think like if you see somebody going to somebody cool in London, because how often is there something cool to do in London? Like, oh wow, it's a really cool place you went to. And where was that? And then like talk about that experience that they post on the story, stuff like that. I think it's really works to just put yourself out there as a person who's open to talking. Mm. Friendships. Friendship is magic. Yay.
Yeah.
Okay, back to crochet.
Yeah,
Crochet.
I was just gonna
Crochet.
say we talked a lot about making friends. Yeah. But honestly, social media helps a lot. Like I do agree. Like you don't have to, yeah, socialize in real life to make friends.
So
You
real for
should though.
that.
You should though. But yeah.
Mm, how has your business grown?
Okay. I would say, okay. I think I actually have like some of the orders I've gotten over. I didn't really track like by the month. I kind of tracked by like the season, but I in the beginning I got like so many orders. So in the spring, like during exams, that was so bad. I got 36 orders.
Damn.
Um yeah, but it wasn't a lot of money because it was like the smaller stuff, right? So it didn't take that much time. So I was able to like complete it within that small amount of time.
I just
And
remembered you started this in April in like an exam season.
yeah.
Was that like an active choice you made?
Yeah. I'm not proud of it, but
It happens.
it's part of, the advice I said earlier. Just put yourself out there. It doesn't matter what time you do it. No, just do it.
Second
Don't
year
make
midterm
a
exam
plan.
season.
Just do it. That's my motto. No plan. Just do it impulsively. Start. Um, but I actually like this last exam, I actually took a break. Like I actually said no orders, but I learned from that mistake. Okay. But yeah, like I think I got 36, like, and then the summer I got 30, but I made like double the money. Um, and then the fall, so like this past fall, um, I got 28 orders, but I made like $900. So it
Wow.
like went up. So it went from in the spring to like 350 to the fall, it was almost 900. And then during exams, um, like said like a little less than $100 because I didn't take orders. Um, Yeah. And okay, so you guys are gonna kill me, but from when I started to January, so like this last January, like overall I made a little over 2,000. Like that was the profit, like the sales. But my expenses, okay, just take a wild guess.
It'd have to be less than 2,000, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, take a guess.
How expensive is crochet? I feel like
How much is
yarn,
yarn?
yarn can be
Yarn. And for example, like this is like $10 worth of yarn.
$10.
Oh, the
That's
whole project?
Yeah. Like about like give or take. Yeah.
Uh,
hmm. You should put different guesses. You should say
I'm
something
gonna
else or something
say
else.
500.
500.
Okay.
That was the
Is that a
number I
lot?
thought,
Is that
man.
so small? Okay, 1,000.
Uh,
No, 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 no.
500.
That's
500, 500. For like a year.
yeah.
Okay, okay. I personally do not know when Nourhan is financially responsible. This
Yeah.
is my own personal bias. Um, I want to say I want to say like 1250 maybe.
Okay. You guys definitely lowballed it.
That's great.
Actually lost money. Yeah, I spent more than 2,000.
Wait, I
Not
thought you said it was less than 2,000.
I just
did
asked
I?
that.
No, no,
Yeah.
I didn't confirm nor deny. I just said
Wait.
I'm not gonna,
Wait.
because you guys are guessing. Why would I say yes, it's
Okay,
over? That would ruin the fun and the shock that I am impulsive. Um
Who was surprised?
I'm impulsive. I also since I started in exams, I didn't make a plan. Like I didn't have like a that was really bad. Guys, don't do that. If you're starting it, like don't have a plan. But you know what? It worked out. So I actually spent so I made 2,000 like in $10 and I spent 2,000 and like 60. So it was only like a $50, like it wasn't that bad. And also I have so many supplies. Like I don't think you guys can see behind me. Like I have this
Ooh.
whole like drawer here is just full of stuff. So like it will last me, but was it like the smartest use of my money? Maybe not, but that's okay. Um, so like I actually did lose a bit of money, but in February um I'm making money now. Like my expenses are less than my sales. So yeah. But anyways, no one's surprised. But yeah. Anyways,
Wow.
so my business, I feel like in terms of money, it's not going well, but
I hope you're enjoying
which is
your
the whole point
$50
of it.
profit.
That's okay. But you know what? I think it will grow because I like the amount of orders I'm getting hasn't stopped. And I feel like I'm pretty creative. Like I think every time I release a new product, it usually like sells out or like does really well. Like the roses, I sold like I had like I don't know how many I've sold, but I think I've sold like 25, which is pretty good. Like I only had like 15 like ready-made roses and I got over that because there was a lot of interest. So like I don't see it like slowing down or like um and a lot of times I've had to like reject orders because I don't have time. So I think it'll like definitely grow a lot. Um yeah, and I think the projection of it is like I think the plan I'm making right now is release, continue what I'm doing, the earrings, the bags, the roses. Um, what was I gonna say? Yeah, and just bring some stuff back to life. Like I haven't made bags in a long time, so I might start that again. And because there was interest for that, but I couldn't complete those orders. So just kind of like, yeah, like continuing what I'm doing and introduce things when they come up. Um, and I will make money. Yeah, I will
Yeah.
stop buying things I don't need and just, yeah.
Looking forward to hearing more than a $50 profit margin.
That's not even profit. I lost like 50. But like,
Oh, for one
yeah, no, I
episode? That's
spent
crazy.
2,000 and yarn is so expensive. Actually, like, and I get it from Walmart. Like all my supplies are from Walmart or like Amazon or Dollarama. Like I'm not going to like expensive art stores, right? It's actually insane. Like, so definitely if like, I think my tip also is like off topic, but like my tip for like small business students is like, yeah, definitely like make a plan and um price things right. Like don't undersell yourself. Like your things are valuable. I did that. I definitely did that in the beginning, which is probably why my profits were so low. And what was I gonna say? Yeah, and like just be wise about spending your money. Only buy things that like you actually need. Make a plan, ask people for their opinions. And there's definitely like business templates online. Like after I started my business, I was like, I should probably see if there's like a way to organize things. And a lot of people like have like business planners and templates and things like that that like you can use to help you. And you can always just message me and I can give tips as well. Yeah.
Very nice. Okay.
That was a really long answer to a simple
Good
question.
answer. Today.
Yeah. Thank you.
The idea I had for a segment was kind of already done in terms of like, oh, show product, what you did with it. So I'm not really sure what the most thing. Oh, I guess
Yeah.
I can just ask, like, what new projects are you hoping to do in future? Like items, item wise.
Let me pull up my list. Okay. I have a whole thing. Okay. Oh my god, okay. So I didn't show you guys because I don't have one ready. Let me like this was also really popular, like these ducks.
Ah, the ducks.
Yeah.
I love those.
So I have one on my bag, and like what I usually, thank you by the way. But like this was like my second product, I think, and it really took off. Like a lot of people like the little duck. This one has an Egyptian flag because that's where I'm from. But originally I had it with like a knife, like that meme, like the duck with the knife, like you better eat your breakfast. I don't know, because I thought that was cute. I don't know. Wait, am I saying it right?
I don't know. You better eat
Yeah.
your breakfast.
It's like aggressive, but like cute. Like that's like the vibe of the duck. Because it's like a duck holding a knife, but it's like a baby chick
Duck with a knife.
meme.
I've seen it online.
All right, I
Yeah.
know what you're talking about. Yes.
Yeah. So that's what I was trying to imitate. Yeah, so I'm thinking of like I haven't made them in a long time, but I want to like make like I want to make ducks with like hats or like, you know, other things. Like I have made it, but I haven't really made a lot of them. Another person they ordered, it was like a duck with like a flower on its head. That was so cute.
Oh,
Yeah,
Catherine ordered that. Yeah,
Catherine.
Catherine.
Yeah, like she actually went through with it. Well, it's just
Yeah.
like I want to make the ducks have like a personality. The donuts I want to make like more flavors. Like this is mint chocolate. It's like
That's
mint
nice.
green chocolate sprinkles. So I think like my future right now is like working on things that I have, but like making it more creative. These bags I'm not selling them yet because they're like a new thing I want to try, like smaller tote bags. And the earrings, like this is the only earrings I sell right now, but I want to make like daisies and like strawberries and like other cool things.
Mm.
I don't know, I think that would be really cool. Um, yeah. And that's pretty much like kind of what I have. Like nothing new necessarily, just more building on what I have right now because it's like familiar and I feel like it hasn't reached its full potential maybe. Yeah, and then
Okay.
also continuing crochet circles. Like I definitely want to do one or two more before the semester ends. Yeah.
Yeah, it is. Can I want to show the hat you made me, but you're not selling it. Is that a thing I'm allowed to do?
Yeah, go for it. I
Okay,
sometimes
okay.
take customs, but like not all the time. Go for it. Sorry.
Me as a personal friend of Nurhan, I get to ask for things occasionally. I'm gonna move the camera up 1 second. This will be a surprise. Da, da, da.
Who said we're friends? Announcing this
Okay.
publicly. Okay.
Hi. This is a hat
Oh my god.
Nurhan made me. I should not be wearing a headset on this. It's also slanted.
Yeah,
Um,
fix it.
mm. It's really cool to have a headset over a hat. I think it really does a lot of service to the hat itself. This is the thin hat from Adventure Time.
Hey,
Yeah.
it's like a do a 360. I don't know if that matters. Okay. Oh, it's like bent, but that's okay. Hey, I'm so proud of myself, man. I
Hmm?
like, I just said I'm proud of myself.
Yeah, you did it in like a day, I think. 2 days?
Oh yeah, I remember.
So bright.
I don't know why. I was just like highly motivated for it. Like it just seemed like a cool project. I made one similar for my little brother, but it was like all black and the eyes were like red because he was like, I want to be a ninja. I don't have it
Cute.
right now, but
I also have the this is a water bottle holder that she made me for my birthday.
oh
My
yeah.
water bottle in it.
Oh yeah,
It's
I
fun.
haven't. I don't sell those either, but I was like thinking about it.
I have a lot of fun exclusive products. It's really cool. I have
If
this
you're my
bag.
friend, oh my God. Sorry,
Hmm?
go ahead.
What? No, you can say your thing.
No, I was gonna say like
Whatever.
people who are creative, like people who have like an artistic talent are the best gift givers. That's what yes. How can you not agree with me?
Yeah, sure, of course.
Thank you. Thank
You're a
you.
great gift giver.
Yeah. All my friends get crochet things, which is probably overdone, but that's okay.
No. Oh. Well,
What?
yeah, these are all the fun Nourhan things I have. Let me take this off. It's really warm.
Yeah, thank you.
I actually wore it like the reason my hair is currently not regular brown, and in fact, I don't know what
It
color
looks
this
so good
is.
on you.
I'm really confused at it. It was because I wanted to go as Finn as a costume, and Finn is blonde, and I was like, what if I full scent and
If
I
I
like
did a thing.
bleached my hair, and so I wore this hat, and I took the hat off as a fun little reveal for the hair color, and it was really big
Ah.
shock to my friend. I really enjoyed it. Really enjoyed the good times. Yeah.
That's all.
Um, I
You
think
look
that's.
so good. I
Oh,
like it actually suits you. Yeah, I like
thank you, thank
yeah.
you.
I think this is a good time to wrap up. So,
Yeah.
yeah.
Well, thank you so much again for agreeing to join the podcast. It's really good to talk to you about all these different things, crochet, friendships, and business in general. It's cool to hear the perspective you have on it. Um,
Thank you for having me. I enjoyed talking with you guys today.
No worries. If you want to like plug your Instagram or TikTok or wherever your platform.
Crochet. They're all just crochet by Nourhan, like one word. That's it. Yeah.
yeah,
Follow me and order from me.
we'll make sure to. Maybe not during exam season though. We'll put orders
I can do
before.
it. You know, I've done it before. I can do it again.
I don't think you need to personally.
Okay.
Yeah.
Fine. Okay.
Well, it's lovely to chat with you. I hope you have a great rest of your day.
Thank you. You too.
Yeah. Okay.
Bye.
Bye.
See ya. Hi again. Thank you for listening to the Voices of Western podcast. We've been your hosts, Rose and Emmanuel. Feel free to follow the Humans of Western Instagram account at humans_Western, TikTok, Humans of Western, as well as our YouTube videos, Humans of Western.
Yeah. For more of our podcasts, check out Voices of Western on all podcast platforms. Thanks for listening and have a great day. Bye.